Um, Welcome back, my student. Today, in our new lesson, we are going to study the one of types of writing according to the model of reading that we have read. So, you suppose was your task to read it at home by yourself. Uh, uh, our writing today, genre, it's about the nonfiction narrative. It's nonfiction first because it's about something real happened, a real experience, and it's narrative because it's someone is telling a story about an experience that he has really went, went through it. Let's take music for my mother as a model. Suppose that you have read it by yourself because it's very easy for you to read it by yourself, but we are going to take some quotes from it. You'll discover that it's a problem. The conflict of this story that there was a family, Spanish family, consists of a father, a mother, a brother, and a daughter, and they have moved from Spain to USA. The problem or the main conflict was about the father and mother, especially the mother who had nostalgia or a homesickness. She longed for living or going back to her home in Spain. Meanwhile, the father was very helpful. He tried to relieve her by supporting her. At the same time, the boy or the daughter and the son, they were doing the same thing. They were trying to help the father and mother to adapt to the new life. Uh, the conflict, there are a main conflict and sub conflicts in this story. The sub one that it was for the father and mother. They couldn't speak the American or the English language well. So the daughter and the son, they tried hard to help them by teaching them how to speak English, or correcting them or help them. The main conflict, it was all the whole family was involved in this conflict, which that the people were were looking at them or staring at them when they saw them in the mall or in a public place, because they were using their costume clothes or traditional clothing. The Spanish one, and you know the Spanish one is very remarkable. So the people were staring at them at anywhere. But later on, they started to adapt to accept the new culture by learning how to wear casual clothes almost all the time. So now like the most people in this country, which is USA, do. So after a while, they became more at ease in the stores or government offices. So they relaxed for this reason. Um, if we just read the paragraph from paragraph 1 till paragraph 5, if you just give you a chance to read it by yourself and read them slowly, here you will find that the author, which is or who is the girl, the daughter herself, here she starts by the middle of the story. If you consider this family has a timeline, and this timeline started by their first day in USA, then the second main event that trying to accept this new life, trying to adapt, and the third part of their timeline will be their status after adapting with the new society or new life. When she started to speak about writing her story, you'll find that she has started from the middle. She picked up an event or an experience that happened in the middle of their timeline, where the brother, and the older brother and her mother, they were after dinner, and the brother was playing the guitar, and he was playing an old Spanish song, uh, one of the traditional Spanish songs that her mom loved a lot. And why doing this? Because this song is reminding her of her home. Um, she's telling us that here is the main topic, that the mother has a homesickness, and this is the main experience, their challenge about homesickness. How did they get rid of this feeling, and how did they adapt with the new life, or the new experience of living in USA together? So if we will try to write a note here on this side. So we will write that the first event in this story, it's a reflection of the middle story. And the second event, and this the first event or the middle story starts from paragraph 5, from paragraph 1 to paragraph 5. The second event if you start reading from paragraph 6 to paragraph 8, where the author is speaking about here, let's go here from paragraph 6. You'll find that paragraph 6, I was 7 years old even when we came to the United States. Pedretto was 11. Papa was a carpenter who also knew a little about plumbing and electricity. So here at first we were almost like guides for Mama and Papa in big busy places, and it would hurt my feeling to see the way some people looked at us for a while. And here this is she's describing what their first time in USA. So this is the beginning of the real story. So the second event in this story start from the beginning of the real it starts from paragraph 6 till paragraph 8. Then after that, let's go to paragraph 9. So, yeah. Mama and Papa live with the Pedretto now in a two-family home outside of Houston. Pedretto is now known as Peter. He runs a construction business. Papa in his 70s now. I'm a teacher. This summer I will be taking. Now she's describing their status like now. So this is the final thing, the final part of the story. After adapting with the new life. So if we said that the third event. Describe the end of the real story. You find this where in starting from paragraph 9 to paragraph 11. So the author here, she didn't follow the same sequence of the events happening. No, she started by the middle, where she mentioning something happened in the middle of the timeline, describing this. She described this event, the scene. It happened in the kitchen. It happened between her brother, her older brother, and her mother. The brother playing a traditional old Spanish song in order to relieve the mother and to let her feel that there is something known in this new life, something familiar for her in this new life. And then she started to support this, and within the first event, she mentioned the topic, which is the struggle between homesickness and adapting to the new life. In the second event, she started to support the topic, and in the same time telling us the beginning of the story, since they have moved to USA, how old were they, what was the status of every one of them. And finally she moved to the third event, which is the end, where she's describing their final status right now after adapting. If you read the introduction, you will find that the author uses details to weave a vivid and meaningful narrative story. And if you pay attention to the opening paragraph, which is the first paragraph, you will find that it's established for us how her mother was homesick, and the way the sequence, the paragraphs describe her parents' difficulty in adapting to the country. Let's study some words, like the word soar. Soar as, just minimize it. Soar. As a noun, here it acts like a noun. It means pain, and sore can be used as an adjective, where it means painful, and the opposite will be painless. Also, we have the word semestress. It means that dressmaker. Papa tried to nudge Mama out of her nostalgia. Nudge means poke, push her with his finger. Nostalgia, it means homesickness. How would this paragraph describe how would the father so kind to the mother in order to relieve and be supporting for her, especially in their feeling of nostalgia. Okay. Let's go to paragraph 6. We have in paragraph 6 the word independent. Independent means self-reliant. The opposite is dependent, of course, or reliant. Reliant. We have also the word overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means affected or devastated. Something that right. Something that cannot bear anymore. In paragraph 10, we have the word retirement. Here it is, the word retirement. And the word retirement means leaving the job, maybe or stop working for a reason, of course, being older or can't work anymore. And the term is pension. That's for the new vocabulary that we met here. And dividing the story into 3 events, how the author put those events in which sequence did the author put the events in. If you go to page 53 in your textbook, page 53 in your textbook, on page 53, here we are starting our first step in our writing. We are going to write a non-fiction narrative, and the first step is pre-writing or planning. This is the first step, pre-writing or planning. Here we're not going to write about the American identity, no. You are going to choose one of the experiences that had affected your life. This experience may be just moving from a place to another place, from a school to another school, from a neighborhood to another neighborhood, from a country to another country, or maybe someone has disappeared in your life. Someone has appeared in your life. It's any kind of experience that affected your life and left a remarkable sign in your life. It changed your status from a being to a new being at all. This will be the experience. And then we're going to structure the sequence of the events that are related to this experience. Those events, you can start whatever you want. If you want to start by the end and then make a flashback to the beginning of the events, I mean by the end, describe your right now status. What's your status? How do you look like, your relation, all these things, and then make a flashback to the things that happened during this whole time till you reach this point. And here you are going to move to the event number 2, where you go to the beginning again and describe the beginning of the conflict or the struggle, and then you go to the beginning of the solution, where you start to adapt with, and of course you have started with the end, which is describing the real now status. Or you can start the first event by describing at the middle part of your life, an event that where there's a reference to your experience, and then you go to the beginning again, when the beginning of the conflict. When did it happen? You describe in the third event the thing that pushed, or the circumstance that pushed you for this event, or for this experience to happen, or this conflict to happen. You move to the event, the fourth event, by describing the reflection of this circumstances on your life, the struggle that happened. You can move to another more event, add more event. The fifth event, you can speak about the let's say how did you adapt with this new life. And the final event, you are going to speak about your right now status. So here, this is the plan. No need to write details, no need for writing paragraphs, no need to write about characters. You are just writing just like the headlines. The experience, that will be the main topic. You can write it in just a sentence. Write a sentence to describe this experience, and then In the event, you are going to write also the headlines or one sentence to describe this event. What was it? Like if we are talking about the for example, this case of the text that we're reading, which is the music for the mother. If we are describing the first event, we can write here that the author's brother Roberto is singing a traditional Spanish song because his mother misses life in her native country. This is the first event. If we will go to the second event, we can say that the family arrived in the US and the parents have a more difficult time adjusting with than the children have. The third event, everyone has fully adjusted to life in the US. Both the children have successful careers and the parents live with Perdito. So if you can see a few words to describe the events only. No need to write anything, no more details, nothing to support this those events, just write this plan. And later in the next week, when we are going to discuss how to the elements of the nonfiction narrative and how to apply them in our writing, how to use precise adjective and the adverb, how to use a strong word to describe the details, how to add character, describe those characters, make them vivid to your reader. Yes, we are going to add everything step by step, and then at the end we are going to weave all those things together, so we will have a strong piece of writing. Okay, that's your homework to do this plan. Thank you a lot. Have a nice day, and don't forget to stay safe. Bye.